exciting game if you're off.
Yeah, we're about consistency, so a little bit different, having a Tuesday that's off. But, we make adjustments. You got to make adjustments in football games. So, we brought our young men in on Sunday and had a practice on Monday. And then, we flipped it. Tomorrow will be kind of like a Tuesday practice. So, sometimes change can be good too. So, it gives our players an opportunity to catch up in the training room, catch up maybe in the weight room, catch up. We scheduled classes as a group today, so we knocked that out. And the first time they can schedule classes for the spring. So just to get that, it worked out well because first time they could schedule was at 10:30, and we had the whole team scheduled. So, there's some positives to it.
This was just mandated, right?
It was NCAA, mandated on election day. So we're just following the rules here.
The break, you say change is good. You think maybe this will help you a little bit?
You don't know. You start, I'm not a voodoo doctor and this is going to work or that's going to work. It goes back to how you prepare your preparation, having your young men ready to play a football game, which I think is difficult. You sit there and I'm watching film and, you watch North Dakota. Well, the first quarter of the Southern Illinois game probably looked like the first quarter of our South Dakota State game. And it's 14-0. Southern Illinois is doing whatever they want. North Dakota trying to just get something going. But guess what they do? They keep fighting. They get a touchdown. You get a touchdown, the whole game changes. Next thing you know, it's halftime. It's 21-21 at Southern Illinois. So in this league, you got to be ready to play each and every Saturday. And then you got to keep fighting even when things maybe aren't going the way they want to go for the team. Because if you do that, there's a reason why they're in close football games, because they fight for 4 quarters. Last spring they were 5-2, went second round of playoffs, and they've lost some tough football games, 16-10 to North Dakota State. So they've been in battles. They're well tested. They're well coached, fundamentally sound, play with great effort. If you watch them in every aspect of their game, Bryce talked about the field goal block unit. You watch your field goal block unit, they'll come at you from all angles. They do the same thing on their punt block unit. So they do a tremendous job, have a lot of respect for what Coach Schweiger has done there. And, for us, it's going to a new place. Never been to Grand Forks. Youngstown State's never played in that arena. So look forward to getting on the road and discovering a new place to play football and try to bring a hard fought. Missouri Valley football, you go on the road, it's going to be a battle, and we got to make sure our young men are ready to play Saturday at noon.
I know it's an off day, but I know it's only Tuesday, but Dimitri and Joe, where you kind of have your QBs?
Sometimes there's a blessing having an off day when you do have some injuries. It gives them a day, rehab. They all practiced yesterday, all 3 of them. But it gives a day today where, an off day means they can still go to the training room. They can still do rehab and get ready for a Tuesday practice. So kind of push that day back so that we can go in tomorrow and really evaluate where we are. And, we're going to put our kids in the best situation possible. And, if Dimitri can go and is healthy, he's going to roll. And if he can't, we have other guys that can step up and have faith in those guys being able to do it.
As far as North Dakota goes, kind of the same question as I asked Bryce. Are they better than the record shows?
Yeah, they're a great football team. They are. In this league, it's a battle every week. They lost by 4 to, Missouri State. In the Southern Mill, they, again, lost by 3. Against North Dakota State, 16-10 football game. So, yeah, they're a great football team. They got great football players. And in this league, guess what? They got 3 games to go, and they know, if they get on a roll here at the end of the year, knowing that they were in the playoffs in the spring, people are going to look at. So they got a lot they're playing for.
What stands out about this?
Effort. I love how they play. And I said this in the spring. We didn't get an opportunity to play because of COVID. They didn't make trip out, and then at the end of the year, we didn't schedule them. We called it quits on that. But the one thing that jumped out on me, even in the spring, is they play with great defensively. They're going to come at you from all different angles. They're going to stun a lot up front. They're going to blitz a lot. You look at their special teams. You look at their offense. They spread the ball out. They got 4 different receivers they can throw, and they got 2 good running backs. I mean, Otis is a great running back. If you don't tackle him, what presses me more is his yardage after contact. Great running backs. It's great when nobody touches you and they're running. His yardage is after contact, which is very impressive. And he makes plays in games because he'll split defenders and go another 60 yards.
Is there anything that was going their way in the spring that maybe just hasn't broken their way this fall as far as the change from making the playoffs in the spring to where they are now?
No, I don't. I tell you guys, the spring was such an anomaly. It was. I can't even explain it. You feel so far removed, but it was just, 8 months ago or whatever. But it was. And no, they just, I don't think, in spring it's just, you look at their schedule and who they play. Playing great football teams. And when you're playing great football teams, it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. And, they've been on the short end. You look at South Dakota State, they lost 2 of their last, 4 games at home against good football teams. So, again, I think any team in our league is, outside. That's why so many teams make the playoffs from our league. You can be 10-0 in another league or 8-0 in another league, and it's a lot different than being, 2-5 and 3-5 in this league.
Their quarterback, I know, throws for over 200 yards a game.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, is he just?
He manages the game.
Every quarterback in this league.
Yeah, he does a great job of. He does what they ask him to do. Finds the open receivers. If he has to use his feet, makes good decisions. And that's what you need in this league. Takes care of the football, can make plays, can make throws. Great leader. So again, impressed with what he does in the offensive scheme. And, again, in this league, there's good quarterbacks. You look at Southern Illinois, you look at North Dakota, you look at Missouri State. We got a lot of good quarterbacks in this league, and we just played against one this past Saturday.
What are you hoping to see out of your team Saturday? I mean, it's new players, new opponents, so to speak.
Yeah, effort. The hardest thing, I think, when you get to this point of the year is just, as a head coach, it's my responsibility to make sure our players are ready to play football. And in this league, you find out. You turn on the game film, and you can see when a team's quite not ready to play football. And you see it in the first quarter. And then there's got to be a switch. Either they got to wake up quick and get back into a football game, or the football game's going to get real ugly real soon. And you see teams that are able to make that switch. I told you about North Dakota Southern. They made the switch. They turned the switch on. Now it helped that they got a touchdown where a fumble in the end zone got the switch going. They don't get that defensive score. It might be 21-0 and lights out. But they understand that if you keep fighting, you never give up, you fight for 60-plus minutes, it gives you, it doesn't guarantee you a win, the effort, but it gives you a chance to win when you get to the fourth quarter. And in every game they play, their kids are giving them a chance to win a football game.